As the 1980s drew to a close, an astonishing automotive vision was taking shape. A car so devoid of compromise that it would blow all of its supercar predecessors back to the Stone Age. And so this is it. The car which attracted more superlatives since its launch in the early 1990s than any other before or since. The press, in fact, dubbed it a hypercar. And with a top speed of 241 miles an hour, it laid claim to being the world's fastest production car for almost a decade. It is, of course, the McLaren F1. UK-based McLaren has been one of the most successful Formula One teams of all time, but until the late 1980s, they'd never made a serious attempt at building a road car. It was Gordon Murray, their star designer, who came up with the idea of creating the world's ultimate road car. In keeping with Gordon Murray's design brief, McLaren used the most sophisticated and expensive materials available. You've got titanium, carbon fibre, magnesium. There's even gold foil used to insulate the engine bay. Almost an ounce of 24 carat was used in each car. All this technology contributed to some staggering performance stats: 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, a top speed of some 240 miles an hour, and a power-to-weight ratio that far outclassed any production car ever built. It wasn't just the F1's towering performance that made it unique, it was also its innovative seating position with not one but two passengers, one on each side behind the driver who sits forward in this arrow-type formation. This particular car is in fact even rarer than a standard F1. It's one of less than a dozen GTR versions made for racing. One of the passenger seats is taken up with electronics and data acquisition equipment. This car is the jewel in the crown of a very private collection, and it's quite a handful to drive, so this time I'll be in the passenger seat with a professional driver behind the wheel.
My initial sensation in the F1 is that it's rather like a cross between a straitjacket and a helicopter being in the passenger seat. You're looking at the back of the driver, and rather like in a helicopter, you have to put all your faith and trust in him, especially considering this car is faster than most helicopters.
So there it is, the legendary McLaren F1. In my view, one of the great supercars of all time. Priced new at around $1 million, these cars are now changing hands at almost double that. Not surprising when you consider that barely 100 were ever built.